Welcome everybody to Athletically Speaking Wagon Wheel Sports College Football Show, and tonight we have a very, very jam-packed episode. Lots of goodies in here. So check that out as we get all this going. One thing of note, go hit up our TikToks. We have been active, very active in the past few weeks, posting a lot of stuff. We've now went on various campus tours, and there's lots of photos and stuff from that. So go check it out. Um, Blow it up, make us rich.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah.
We thank you all greatly at whatever
Appreciate you for your
constant
money.
listeners we
Yeah.
do have. So
Yeah,
props to
dude.
you.
Yeah. Hats off to you guys.
All right. We have 91 days till football per the sign.
I'm excited.
And
Oh,
100
it's a
or
sign.
sorry, 16 days since the last Georgia player was arrested.
Oh, never mind.
I'm not in my regular studio, so I don't have the sign. So it's whatever, but just wanted to
Yeah,
make
that's
everybody
okay.
aware of that.
Yes, man. I'm stoked.
This also is our 50th episode.
Is it really?
It is the big 50 of episodes.
Wow.
So
I feel like we should have done something special.
woo, confetti.
Wow, that's
Yay.
freaking awesome. I had
So
no idea.
that's pretty cool. We've got 50. Yes, the Rockets. I don't
Yeah,
know how to
man.
do that, but oh,
Heck
wait a minute. Maybe I see it. Is there confetti? There is.
yeah.
Yay.
Never mind. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's cool. That's 50 episodes. So
It
keep on
is.
supporting us and
We
we'll
have
keep
come a
this
long
thing
way.
going. We
Yeah.
have this is the best version of this by far.
Yeah.
If you start to
Yeah.
check out some later episodes, it gets a little,
And it was pretty cool when we
yep.
were together though and had like the TV in the backdrop with the helmets, but then you had to move away because you're a weenie.
I know. So whenever we get rich and we can build us a studio and we can both be in it together, it'll be great.
It will be great. It will be
So
fantastic.
we'll get there.
It will be.
All right, let's hop right into this stuff. Some college football news and lots of it, and some big, big things in the college football world happening. And one of the biggest things that has happened over the last little bit is that Senator Ted Cruz and Maria Cantwell have included or introduced legislation that is the Protect College Sports Act. And the details within this act, some of the headliners is there's a one-time transfer and you have 5 years of eligibility. So you get 5 years total. You got one free transfer. If you take another transfer, you got to sit out a year, but you got 5 years to complete 4 seasons of football, basically.
I like that.
I think that's an excellent rule. They introduced the Lane Kiffin rule, which prevents coaches from leaving mid-season or leaving before their team's season is done. So in the instance of Lane Kiffin, he would have had to stay through the entire Ole Miss process and competing in the playoffs
Well, I know Ole
through
Miss
defense.
wanted him to.
Yes, Ole Miss
Or no,
said
he
that
wanted
he.
to, but Ole Miss wouldn't let him.
Yes, so I think that's an interesting
Would
thing. It's like,
would
how are they going to prevent, or what's going to be the punishment for coaches leaving early if they don't stay, or
you like fire
what's,
somebody? Or I
yeah,
mean, I guess that's a
or
different
what's
thing.
going to be the school's punishment for not letting a coach finish out the year. So I think that's interesting. There's still some questions there to be answered. Another big thing part of this was that they're banning pro players from including international pro players. So this doesn't really affect football as much, but more so in the basketball realm of things, where you have European pro, since they don't have college basketball in Europe, you'll have pro
Hmm.
European players come over here and play college ball. So
Yeah.
that bans any of that happening. If they're getting paid to play basketball in Europe, they're not going to be allowed to come in and play college
Good.
ball, which I think is
I think it's
great.
fantastic. I think it's
Yep.
great. It's kind of like the basketball, college basketball is like the Wild West. Like they could do that, but also people could come back in the States from that were in the NBA and just come back to college for funsies and just, yeah, I'm glad that they're getting hold of that.
I agree. Some more stuff that has been detailed by Ross Dellinger. Um, there is a hard cap on the amount of money that can be given, which I think is excellent because the reasoning behind that is schools are going to go bankrupt eventually. Like you can't just
Hmm.
keep paying
Not
players millions
sustainable.
upon millions of dollars. Like it's not going to be, like you said, it's not sustainable. So there's a hard limit on what a school is allowed to pay um, in total. 5% max on agent fees. So players who have agents are only allowed to give 5% of that money in earnings to their agents, which I think is good. You keep more money in the
Yeah.
player's pocket.
Yeah.
The option of pulling TV rights, which I think is a big thing because if TV rights are pulled, then what can happen by reading this bill is that it can reestablish regional rivalries because it requires schools to restart pause series if they compete in conferences without three or more of their top 10 most played opponents. So what the bill has stated is that they have to play a certain amount of their top 10 most played already. So like Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, Bedlam would be back on the table if the rights are pulled, and they would be forced to be back on the table. It's not an option from the athletic directors. The law and the bill would say you have to play this game because this game has been played in the top three of both schools' most played opponents,
I like it.
which I do like. I think that's cool. Regional rivalries is awesome.
It
And
is.
then um, the last little bit of this thing that I thought was really important is it prohibits super leagues, which I thought was very interesting. And I know I watched an interview and Ted Cruz kind of spoke on this where he said that, he's heard talk of the SEC and Big Ten merging, and he says he doesn't want that because that's not going to be good for the sport as a whole,
No.
as it would just be for the Big Ten and the SEC would be a G League to the NFL, basically.
Hmm.
So he said that you cannot have super leagues and every conference would matter as much, basically.
I like that.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. The overall, I think the incentive, I mean, I like it. I think there's still some questions to be had within it, but overall, I think this is a major portion of answers that's needed for college football. It gives it in the right direction at least.
I agree.
So I think that is good. I think, like all things, politicians can murky the waters a little bit, but I think this is something good if it can have support, which, from what I've seen, the SEC and Big Ten don't like it because of the pooling of the TV rights, which of course they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I think the majority of everybody else so far that I've seen has sort of been on board with this.
Yes, they should.
I agree. Next up, Oregon is suing OU defensive back Dakota Fields because he did not pay back like $30,000 worth of NIL that was supposed to be
No.
given back to him, and they're suing him for breach of contact contract. And I haven't seen anything else on that since I saw that article, so I don't know how that is going. But I thought that was interesting, and we've talked about it on this pod before about how this was going to be something that happened in the future,
Yeah, man.
and we're here. I mean,
Who last
thirty
season?
thousand dollars for leaving a school is insane. Like now you're facing the repercussions of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next up, one of the most interesting. Um, we'll start it off. Steve Sarkisian made this comment at SEC spring meetings. There's a team in our state that plays in another conference that has a schedule that I would argue if I played with our twos and threes, we could go undefeated and they would
Ah,
probably make the college football playoff this year. Texas Tech seems to have thought that that was about them. And it probably was. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't because we all know it was.
yeah.
They have offered to buy out Texas's game against Texas State and their own game against Abilene Christian. Pay those two schools to not play and have Texas and Texas Tech play week one of this year.
I respect the heck out of that.
I mean,
I
if
do.
you're offering like Steve Sarkisian, you were swinging it around and you thought you were talking some mad stuff and you were big bad. They're offering to meet you.
Yeah, man.
I don't care what your schedule looks
Your
like. If you're
house,
going to
their
talk
house,
crap,
whoever. Like, they don't care.
like if you're going to talk some
Yeah,
crap,
yeah, back that up, man.
and then they're saying, "All right, well, let's meet on the battlefield,"
That
and
is
then you're
awesome.
weaning out, and you're not
Like
going to do it.
that. I think that Texas Tech won that.
No, Texas Tech. Listen, Texas plays Ohio State. I get it. You don't want to play Texas Tech week one because in the back of your mind, you're like, "What if we do lose that game? What if we come out
Mhm.
week one and lay an egg?" You don't want to play that game,
Yeah.
but you talk smack about
You
it.
shouldn't have said that.
Exactly. If you're
That's
sitting here
fighting
saying that
words.
your twos and threes can beat Texas Tech and go against their schedule and make the playoff, then go out there and show it.
Hmm.
If you go out there and struggle against Texas Tech, then you're just making a fool of yourself and everything you've been saying for the past long. So of course they're not going to do it because they're
No.
afraid that something might happen and be like, oh well, prove them wrong.
Yeah, man.
much like anything, the hypotheticalness of the SEC is all they live off of. Oh, well, in this instance, or on paper, they don't want to go play and find out because they know they could
Yeah,
lose. So I think they should do it. They're weenies if they don't.
no, for sure, dude.
Because I saw
Texas.
Kyle Emling, and he's a giant Texas fan, and he said it, put it as well as best. He's like, I think Texas is the best in the country. So why not go out there and show it against a team who is probably going to be pretty good this year? Like if you think that you are the best, yeah, schedule the game. Who cares? Because if you think
Hmm.
you're the best, you're going to go out there and be the best.
Yep, that's right.
So why be afraid of something? Just go do it.
Hmm.
Who cares what implications it might have? Go do it.
Yeah, yeah, man. You said it. Facts.
Um, Lastly, I got on here the Big Ten says that the 16 team playoff ship has sailed and that they have their eyes set on the 2014 playoff, which I think is horrible. The Big
Yeah,
12 and ACC have just come out that they are planning or that they have voted to go forward with the 2014, that they have voted that that's what they want.
it's
Uh,
disgusting.
and Brett Yormark has even stated that they plan on, if we go to the 2014 model, they're going to play 10 conference football games and 20 conference basketball games.
Yeah. This
2014 playoff is way too much, and it doesn't make
It
any
is
sense.
awful. Like people are, it's going to give us more of a chance to be in the playoffs. Well, but doesn't mean nothing. It's watered down. So stupid,
I
dude.
see a lot of these coaches. It's like if I can make the playoff in a 2014 playoff and save my job, it's like your job's not going to be saved by making the 21st seed, the 22nd seed. Like
No,
that's not going to save your job because you're in the same boat. You're still not winning national titles. You're still not being successful.
it's just freaking lame, dude. I
Like
hate people.
it don't make sense at all, and it really ticks me off because you're ruining the regular season. And teams
Mm-hmm.
like Alabama and Ohio State and Georgia and the teams that would have mattered in some of these games, like Alabama, uh, got left out a couple years ago. Should have got left out last year. Like those games
Yeah,
don't matter
man.
anymore. They're gonna go lose
No,
3 or 4 games and still be in the playoff.
what's there's no point to that. If you want to be in the playoffs, prove it in the regular season.
Mike
Play
Elko,
well. I mean,
yeah, Mike Elko said it best at media days. He's like, the playoff is supposed to be hard to make. There's nothing wrong with making the playoff hard to make.
mm-hmm.
And he's right. It should be difficult. It should be something that's like, oh, yeah, you made the playoff. You're a pretty good team, but that's not what it is anymore.
I miss the four teams, man, because those teams that were in there, they deserved to be there. They were good
Yeah. The 4 teams
and
that made it were
the best. You
the
knew they were
best
the
four.
best. And,
We
glory days.
need to go. I think 8 was the perfect number, and they
I
already
think so.
steamrolled
Yeah.
past it. 12 is fine, but you're not
No
going to get
more.
12 teams that,
No more than that.
yeah, there's no more than 12 teams that would even
Absolutely
remotely
not.
be
There's not even that.
competing.
Like more any more than eight for sure now, but yeah, this is ridiculous. Ruining the sport.
That they are. All right. Next part of this segment, hot or not, part 3 is here. And I got 10 teams that I have randomly drawn from a hat. And I've got them right here. I need you to tell me if they're hot coming into 2026, if they're not coming into 2026. And I have even expressed myself as getting hot and lukewarm if you feel so inclined to call a team that. So here we are with our first team out of this thing, and that is the USC Trojans.
Um, I'm gonna say hot. Lincoln Riley. I feel like he's got had a history of being successful, and he's not really been that at USC. And I feel like this is your make or break here. You have to do something there, and so he'll do something for his job. I don't know. I don't know what, but I don't know. But I'll say hot.
I'm going to lean that way as well. I think USC is hot. I mean, we both kind of spoiled that with our bold predictions on the last episode.
Yeah.
Um, USC has the makings this year to be the best team. It is their best team, and it has the makings to make a push into the playoff. I think USC is going to be hot, and if they're not, then this is talks of what's next for Lincoln Riley.
Hmm.
But right now, I think that they are hot. Next up, the Texas A&M Aggies.
I don't know. But do they still have Marcel Reed? Is he still coming back, or what was he? Was he a senior?
Let's find out real quick.
I don't remember. he was a good ball player. Um,
He's 21 years old.
he should be then. Well, I mean, he should be a junior,
He's a
senior
sophomore,
probably.
yeah, so he's still there.
Really? Oh well, it's 26. So yeah. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about them, and but if they retained a lot of their people, I think that they went on and have a chance, and fighting chance. Um, I don't know. I'll say hot if they retained a lot of people. I don't.
I am going to go the opposite direction of you. I think not.
Yeah.
And the reason I say such things is Texas A&M got a cakewalk of an SEC schedule last year, and it led them to losing to Texas on the last week of the season, and then ultimately losing in the playoff to Miami. Which, granted, it was Miami, but let me look at the schedule with you.
Yeah.
Missouri State, Arizona State, which is currently, as of this thing, was ranked 23rd. Kentucky, at LSU, Arkansas, at Missouri, the Citadel blow-off game, at Alabama, at South Carolina, Tennessee, at Oklahoma, and Texas. Just looking at this off the top of my head, the back end of their schedule is brutal. At Alabama, probably a loss. Tennessee, probably a loss. At Oklahoma, probably a loss. Texas, a loss. That's 4 games right there. In the
Hmm.
last five, I think at best they go 8-4,
That's fair. Which, that's for them. That's
maybe
pretty.
9-3.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
I
That's fair.
mean, you got to think though, if you're an Aggie, you've been going 8-4 your whole life.
Yeah, it's like that's on par for them,
So
at least.
it is on par for them, but hot or not, I
Yeah.
don't think they're making the playoff again this year, and I
So,
think they're going back to their ways of 8-4.
yeah, we'll
So
see.
I'm saying not.
All right.
Next up on the list, Utah.
I'll say not. I mean, losing a legendary coach like Kyle Whittingham. I mean, I do. I think that they retained a little bit of play or a few players, and I think they
Mhm.
have Devin Dampier still,
They do.
who I think has really great potential. But there's just too many unknowns, so I'm gonna say not hot.
I'm going to say not as well. Kind of piggybacking off what you said there. Kyle Whittingham was a big part of that team. Um,
Mm,
Losing a coach like that who's brought you lots of success is not easy to just replicate.
no, just walk away from that. No.
Dan Pierre, I think, could be good. They kind of let me down last year because I thought that they could be better.
Yeah, it's another year
So,
of growth though, so
yep. So I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit development. They might be a little better, but I think Whittingham losing him is a little too much for
that's
for
fair.
my taste.
Yeah.
Next one of my favorites on this list, and that is the Houston Cougars.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are high on them, and I guess why not? Willie Fritz. Um, trying to think of because I told him before I did not prepare for this at all, so it's been a busy time in my life. I'll say hot. I'm gonna kind of jump on the bandwagon of what everybody else. I forgot who they had, but I don't know. I don't. I'm gonna say hot.
Yes, you
Definitely
you,
in the Big
you
12 for
chose
sure.
chose correctly.
Yeah.
Willie Fritz is a wonderful coach. This team went 10-2 last year in the Big 12. And let me just pull up the schedule real quick because it is very favorable. And for a team that came into the Big 12 and who I looked at and thought is probably one of the more promising um, teams of the newbies coming in and being able to make a name for himself, Houston is littered with football talent. And if they could just get on it and get a coach who can make that happen, and Willie Fritz is a great coach and is one that can make that happen. Houston football schedule here: Oregon State, Southern, 2-0, Texas Tech. Depending on the Brendan Sorsby thing, which we didn't talk about in the news, he had his injunction today. The judge has not come back and ruled anything yet, and they said that they're going to give the judge until June 15th to make that announcement. So that'll probably be in the next pod.
Stay tuned.
So depending on Texas Tech quarterback situation, that could be 3-0. Georgia Southern's 4-0. UCF 5-0. Kansas State probably 6-0. Oklahoma State probably 7-0. Utah 8-0. Cincinnati, Colorado, West Virginia, Baylor. None of those teams besides Texas Tech seems like a threat to me,
That's fair.
especially with this roster that I'm looking at, who has quarterback Connor Wegman, um, your running back room. Where's he at? Rashawn Sanford the second. I like Connor Wegman a lot.
Yeah,
Willie
man.
Fritz, I think this is a team who is going way under the radar just a little bit. And I think that they could easily make a push for a Big 12 title, if not a playoff spot.
We'll see. We'll see.
So them,
Well,
I'm very hot on them right now.
yeah, man. That's fair. Seems like everybody else is too.
That's fair. They're on the up and up, I think.
No, I think they are too, man.
Next up on this list, Ole Miss.
I'll say hot. I think Pete Golding ended the season really well, and a lot of people, or a lot of the players, he retained a lot of them. I mean, I know there's a lot that left, but he's a familiar face. He's been with the program. He knows how things go, um, and also they retained their quarterback. So I
Yeah,
think that
Trinidad Chambliss got his injunction,
yeah.
so he's getting to play.
So I'm hot on him, and I love they play one of the first few weeks of like conference play. I think Lane Kiffin comes back
Yeah,
to
LSU
so
game
I'm
day like
excited
week
to see
two,
that
I
game.
think.
I'm so excited for that.
That's going to be a dangerous,
So, but I'm gonna say they're
dangerous.
hot. If they could, oh, if they beat up, that'd be cinema, man.
It really
I
would.
love that.
I'm right there with you. I'm hot on Ole Miss. I think, especially with Trinidad Chambliss coming back, like he's like that's it. Like
Yeah,
that is that team, and having him there is going to be
yeah.
massive
And
for that
they have
team.
things to prove to their
And
coach that
then,
left, and
yeah,
yeah. So they have
it's
every
going to
reason
be
in the world.
glorious. That game in in Oxford, week
I
two,
think.
I think.
I think that they need to put Lane Kiffin in some armor of some sort,
Yeah, you need to put him in
put
a
some
box.
plates on, and but yeah, yeah, don't
I know
stand.
Tennessee was throwing mustard at him. It could get worse.
It could
Ole
get
Miss.
worse. Yeah, man, that's gonna be great.
Looking at this, oh, it's week three. I'm sorry. They play Louisville September 6th on a Sunday, September 12th at Charlotte, and then conference play starts with LSU September 19th.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, it's gonna be glorious.
It will.
7:30 kickoff on ABC. Game day is gonna be there.
Oh, it's gonna be a great time.
What a game to start the season off. Um, Next up, Boise State.
Um, I- Coming back, they're starting in the big or the Pac-12.
Pac-12's
That's
back.
exciting. I think they have every reason in the world to run that conference and and make a name early. And yeah, I think they'll be hot. I really like their coach. He seems like a really great guy and just, has good relationships with his players, and he has the potential to turn anything into any way that's make a good season. So,
Mm, I agree. I agree. I think Maddox Madsen is back, coming back this year.
hmm
Um, and out of all the teams that's in the current Pac-12 right now, I think Boise State is the most proven and like most consistent success-wise
yeah,
in the conference. And this is a team that's going to come in and has the most option for success. Because I mean, they're what 2 years removed from making the playoff with Ashton
hmm
Genty. Like this is a team that has since I've been alive been relevant as a G5
oh yeah,
team. Like they've always been there, making playoff or making bowl games, beating high caliber teams. Like Boise State's there; they're proven. If there's any G5 team that I'm probably going to count on consistently, it's going to be Boise State. So I think
that's
that they're
right.
easily have a chance to go in and make that thing rock and take the Pac-12 championship, possibly.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be
Which now the Pac-12 is eligible to be in the playoff too. So if they make it and they're the top G5 seed, they can get in as the Pac-12 representative.
yeah, dude. Freaking excited.
Florida State.
No, man, I don't know how many more seasons Mike Norvell has down there in Tallahassee. I don't know, man. He's seen better days. He's kind of, I feel like, got the Dabo Sweeney kind of thing going on there.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but no, I'm gonna say not.
I agree.
I thought this last year was gonna be really great, and they had Gus Malzahn as an OC.
Hmm.
I think is yeah, and bad things happened, and so yeah, so no.
I'm gonna say not as well. And I this is such a weird team because they came out and they beat Alabama last year,
Mm-hmm.
and
Which doesn't mean much anymore,
which yeah, it doesn't mean much now, I guess, but
but still, yeah.
they beat Alabama out of the gate, and they did pretty good at doing it. I think
Mm-hmm.
their quarterback, can't remember his name right now. He's gonna be a sophomore this year. He's coming in. You have to put something together. Like right now, I'm leaning not, but like Mike Norvell has to put something together this year
Yeah.
if he wants to have any sort of semblance of success or keeping his job moving forward. They play at in Tuscaloosa at Bama this year. Like if they can pull off double punches on Bama and keep it going and not lose to Virginia halfway down the season, maybe. I just don't see it happening. I don't see him keeping the rails on it.
No, I agree.
Next up, SMU.
Um, kind of just I'll say hot just because I think that's a general consensus, and I don't know too much right at the moment about them, but I'll say hot.
All right.
Kind of
I too am hot. I love SMU this year.
yeah, I feel like you're high on them a lot, which is
Oh
fair.
well, possibly. I might have whatever, but I
Yeah.
think they're gonna. I think they have a chance to make a playoff push again this year. Kevin Jennings is still there at quarterback. Um, the head coach is awesome. I can't think of his name right now either. What is his name? You gotta look it up. SMU head coach Rhett Lashley. That's it. He is freaking awesome of a coach. I like him a lot. And Kevin Jennings is there. They lost in Happy Valley 2 years ago in the playoff. I think they could do it again. I mean, the ACC is wide open.
Yeah. Well, to
Like,
win the ACC for sure,
and if
not
you
much.
win the ACC, then you're in the playoff. So I mean,
Well, yeah, but kind of how that went last time. But
yeah.
it's great for SMU to make it in the playoffs. So
So
that's
I mean, I think if they can get there, win the ACC, then they should be good to go.
I
All
agree.
right, Virginia Tech, last one.
Really excited about that about James Franklin. I think he's I think I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be some growing pains in the first year, but I just and the way it so abruptly ended last season. Um, I'm gonna say not hot.
You're
Yeah,
gonna go not. All right.
not. I'm gonna say not.
This is the one that I was offered other suggestions to you at the beginning of this. This is the one that I put like he's lukewarm. I feel like because like you said, I don't see him coming in here year one and just barreling through everything.
Yeah,
But like, give him a year or two, then all right. I think we could see this. So I think he's
yeah,
a little
dude.
lukewarm.
I
He's not
mean,
quite room temperature.
yeah. I think maybe later on, like a year or two, like because he thrived for the most part in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Just he couldn't win the big games, but the ACC is more wide open, so I think he'll have more success down the line there.
I agree.
It'll take a few years or so, but
I think he got a ton of awesome recruits that he took from Penn State.
this is true. This is
I
true.
think like lukewarm. He could be getting there,
Yeah, man.
but let's there with that. All right.
Yeah,
Next thing out of this thing, breakout teams for 2026. I got three of them. We got 8 minutes left on this.
yeah. I know. It's on by.
Let's push this thing. Houston, or I guess I'll go first. Houston is my first breakout team for 2026 for all the things mentioned prior. Once we get into our conference breakdowns, I will go really in depth with Houston. Willie Fritz is awesome. I think Connor Wakeman's going to be great at Houston. I see them, spoiler alert, making the Big 12 championship. Who their opponent will be is yet to be seen until I get a Brendan Swordsby announcement. But I think Houston's at least making the title. They go 11-1, if not better.
Nice, man. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna pass right now because I didn't prepare. I'm trying to. I
Wow.
was there was some people I was thinking it's like I can't in good faith say. I was thinking, I don't know. So what you got next?
My next one, yet again, off the totem pole up there in the hot or nots, SMU. Yet again, I mean, outside of Miami in the ACC, maybe Virginia again could be sort of relevant. I don't see anybody in the ACC that's really up there with those teams, and I think SMU is primed to go in and make a run very quickly. I'm going to look up their schedule. Um, and I think it's very doable. Like just looking at this thing at Florida State, which right now is not terrifying. UC Davis at Louisville, not terrifying. Missouri State, Boston College, Virginia, California at Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest at Notre Dame. That's a little terrifying. And at Stanford. You have two games on there that might sort of be complicated, and one of them's not even a conference game because it's Notre Dame. Like one conference opponent that might cause you a little trouble. If you just play balls to the wall, you should be fine. If you lose one game to Notre Dame, it doesn't hurt you in the ACC standings. You're still going to the title game.
Yeah,
I love SMU. SMU and Houston right now this year are teams to be freaking on the lookout for because
very
I'm
nice.
saying it right now. They're going to be pushing for.
All
They're going to be
right.
blowing teams schedule
I
years
like
up.
the passion. All right. I like the passion. Um, just a team that came to my thoughts just now. Kansas State, I think could be decent. You know, they retained Avery Johnson, who's still got a lot of potential. Colin Klein, the new hire there.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
True.
so yeah, I think you talked with them earlier, actually, and I think about it. But yeah, I got KSU for that one.
Nice. And then my last one, I think BYU. Ironically
I
enough,
mean, that's
that's
you
two of the
know,
three top
yeah,
Big 12 teams. But
I
BYU,
really,
I know that they went 11-2 last year, but
yeah.
they were a few games away from losing several.
I can't believe they kind of missed the playoffs
I
without
know. 11 and
just
2
losing to Texas Tech both times. So it was your only loss.
and they're coming off the Pop Tart Bowl. I think that
Yeah,
they got a lot of momentum.
I think
Like
they do. I
I
really like them a lot, actually. I really like Coach Kalani, Kaltat, whatever.
Kalani, Kalani
Kalani, yeah.
Sitake.
Bear, a great Mormon quarterback. He's got
Mm-hmm.
that Mormon
Bachmeyer is
freaking,
gonna
though he
go
can
off.
ball out. I love it. I do. I'm high on BYU.
Depending on what happens with Sorsby, it could be a BYU Houston title game.
I mean, maybe, you know, or
Like those two teams don't play each other. They could, in theory, both be 12-0 coming into the title game.
it'd be awesome. Um, we keep talking about some certain teams in the Big 12, but or there could be one certain team that just comes out of nowhere, like a steel cage match. He comes in
Oh
with a
yes,
chair in his hand and just wreaks havoc, like in the
he could,
WWE.
I
I don't
guess.
know. I'm just saying.
It's unlikely. I mean, bold predictions.
I don't know. Anyways, look at the Hoosiers, but whatever. Okay,
Oh no. All
trying
right.
to be positive here. Anyways, but yeah, man, yeah, everything
All
you
right.
said, I
That's all
agree.
I got for breakout teams. You got any more?
Yeah, man, I don't have any right now.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll get back to you and report at a later time. And yeah, man.
All right, cool. You
Well,
said you don't have any 2-minute
I
timeout, right?
don't. And I want to apologize to the people. It's been a busy
Wow.
week. I've worked every day, really, for the last 2 weeks. So I apologize, but it'll be fine. I'll get back to it in the grind. And yeah, uh,
Sweet. Well, all right then. If you don't have anything else for the episode, that's all I got.
unfortunately,
All right. Reminder, make sure to check out the TikToks. They're being uploaded vigorously.
he's working hard on them.
Lots of stuff coming out, so
Yeah,
make it
man.
worth the while.
Brought to you by yours truly, Mr.
That's
Blake
right.
Walters.
That's right. All right, yeah, that's all I got. The next episode will be you'll be here for, right?
When is that?
The next episode
Oh,
is
the 15th.
yes.
Yes, I will be. I'll be off. I'll be here.
You'll be there, yeah, the 14th if we record.
Or
But yeah. All right, cool. And
no,
then
sorry. We'll talk about that.
all right. All righty.
But
Cool. That is
we'll
it
hear from
for
you guys next time.
this episode of Athletically Speaking.
Later.